This week's beautiful full moon in Taurus on Wednesday, October the 24th, rises side by side with the god of lightning, a very unusual pair, and it is going to bring bolts out of the blue of surprising emotional shifts, something the Taurus moon does not ordinarily approve of or do. Because Taurus prides herself on steadfastness. But that won't hold this week, especially since she will, in the full moon illumination, be opposing a Scorpio sun who is side by side with Venus, the goddess of love. It's time to fall in love with the life that you have right now, as is. Welcome to your astrological weather forecast for the week of October 22nd to the 28th, 2018. I'm Judith Royal. I'm an archetypal astrologer, so I'm going to give you the picture of the big stage in the sky where the stars are a mirror of the dramas in our lives. We're following the rhythmic phases of the moon's cycle that kind of lulls us into a peaceful acceptance of all that can be when we step into that perhaps fifth dimension, that place out of time where we understand everything is eternal. We're in the lunar cycle that began with the new moon in the sign of relationship-oriented Libra on October the 8th. So the full moon this week on Wednesday will illuminate something that you've never seen before about whatever seeds you planted on that new moon. All of this time has definitely got an emphasis on your relationships with other people. Everything is co-created, so let's look at the compatibility for you for the coming week. We have this week, we begin in Aries fire, for all of you who are Aries and Leo Sagittarius. We have a real, then, passionate start to Monday morning. And leading into Tuesday, where the sun will move into Scorpio late in the afternoon Pacific time, but the moon remains in Aries. So we start setting up a couple of tense inner squares, because remember, most of the planets are still in water and earth signs, at least until Halloween. So you fire signs out there, mark your calendar for the 31st. Meanwhile, the Aries moon that starts this week finds little compatibility with Saturn, who's still in that earthy Capricorn, who might dampen our spirits or put out that Aries fire with a smothering bit of being too serious. So remember, this is the week to love your life, so definitely lighten up. That will be very easy for you to do if you are, first of all, an earth sign, so Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, or if you are a water sign, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. You're still in your element, and especially come the full moon day on Wednesday, when the Taurus moon is making a beautiful harmony with all of those other planets. In about 3 different ways, Venus is ruling the day on Wednesday. And remember, Wednesday is usually the communications day. Wednesday is ruled by Mercury always, and this one would be particularly sweet and cooperative, so take advantage of that. And remember, no matter whether your moon and sun sign is fire, earth, air, or water, all of us are right now establishing firm ground to stand on, because we are in the midst of this huge shift in consciousness for the planet. And what can seem like chaos is actually the repositioning that we are being brought to, so that when our light is needed the most here on earth, we will be in the perfect place with the perfect person, with the perfect attitude to shine our light brightly where it's needed the most. So once again, love where you are and love who you're with. There are no accidents in this divine universe. Now, by Friday afternoon, the moon has moved into multitasking Gemini. So those of you air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, you get to take a deep breath finally and catch your breath. And Friday, which is ruled by Venus, so it's always our TGIF kind of feeling. We want to have a good time. And that will be easy to do this Friday, the 26th, because the Scorpio sun is making that exact alignment with Venus, the goddess of love. So that is just pure happiness, joy in your relationship. So take advantage of that for sure. Now, Saturday, we still have the moon in Gemini. But that's an air sign. So once again, we have that difficulty holding on to reason in the midst of a lot of water and earth. So we have a square that day with Neptune, and so a fog rolls in, and you may notice that your thinking is not as clear as you wish it could be. And emotionally, however, you have a lot of activity that day. So your intuition is sharp and heightened, especially if you are an air sign or a fire sign. Now, Sunday ending the week, the moon will move into watery Cancer, home sweet home Cancer, and it will really, especially by evening on Sunday, be a sweet, sweet time for family, for home, for putting your feet up by the fire, having a nice cup of tea with someone that you love. And you will be feeling that love very, very strongly. Now, on the road ahead, we're getting closer, obviously, to that date I've been talking to you about for quite some time, and that is coming in November, on the week of November the 5th and 6th there, when things really start to heat up, because we will already have, as of Halloween, the messenger planet in fiery Sagittarius. And that week, remember, we have the 1-year conclusion of Jupiter in Scorpio, where he's been that incredible whistleblower. And now he will be in his home sign of Sagittarius by November the 8th. And everything that has come to the surface in your life, which we can see always mirrored in the archetypal stage in media and in politics, etc. But what has come to the forefront and will be very strong beginning the week of November 5th is telling the truth. And this time in Sagittarius with Jupiter, it will have a higher calling, and it will have a zealousness about it that is going to put us on something of a crusade for what we believe in. Not a crusade in a religious sense, but in the integrity of standing for your own truth. There is a truth that all of us share, our collective consciousness. There we have a function for our lives that works for all of us, that is meant for all of us, and that is to be happy. to be joyous in this lifetime, because joy is actually an attribute of being in the presence of love. So that big shift that we're all having, and even I've noticed it's minute by minute and hour by hour, our perception can shift so quickly from fear to love that it's just a miracle. We're having miracles all over, right? And it is very simple way to find our way to that joy, and it is through forgiveness, because we all have a unique purpose within the collective, and that is we've got a contract with at least one other person in this lifetime that we have come to forgive absolutely, completely, with unconditional love. And that is why relationships are the means for fulfilling our destiny. So, if you want to be happy, forgive. And since most of us don't know the one exact relationship we're destined to awaken in, but we will all find it, it seems like a really good plan to me that we make every relationship the vehicle for forgiveness and therefore for unconditional love and peace. Thanks for listening. I love you all. Love each other. Love yourself. And I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.